everyone. This is Lisa Mizels, and welcome to the online business expert interview series. I'm really excited because today we have Terry Wildemann, and she's going to be talking about intuitive leadership and the quick shift. What is it? The quick shift zone?
Quick shift zone.
Quick shift zone. Okay. Well, I wanted to let you know a little bit about what the expert interview series is. I have guests on, and they all are going to be sharing their why they're doing what they're doing, because I believe that's really important for us to dig as deep as we can and to hear other examples. Mm-hmm. And I also think that it's really important to get into action. And one thing that stops us is learning and getting distracted with all of the different things going on online, because you've got Facebook Lives, you've got groups, you've got webinars, you have your email list, everything going on. And so experts are going to come on. They're going to give you one of their best strategies to get an instant result in your business. The only thing you have to do is implement that tip. So that's the challenge for you. So my name is Lisa Mizels, and I'm your host for the Expert Interview Series. I'm also the founder of Famana and the creator of the internationally acclaimed Empowered Living video show. And I basically, that's it for me. We're gonna go ahead and jump in. So let me tell you how it's gonna go down today. First of all, if you haven't liked my page, I would really love it if you would just click on that big like button from my online Unleash Your Mojo online business page. I'm going to be introducing my guest, and then we're going to dive into the interview. So, and then I'm going to share a little bit more about how you can get in touch with each expert. So today my guest is going to be talking about leadership and the quick shift technique. So welcome, Terry.
Thank you.
So glad to have you.
I'm thrilled to be here.
We had so much fun.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yes, and I see that I'm frozen again. So just ignore my frozen. Yeah, just ignore it. You can still hear me, and the focus is on you. So
okay.
Let me tell the listeners a little bit about you.
Okay.
So as an expert in integrating mind, body, and spirit, Terry coaches and facilitates practical and real-world professional development and business programs for intuitive leaders. She's an experienced entrepreneur and facilitator, speaker, certified executive coach, and best-selling author. And Terry guides students to tap into their inner business game so that they can bring out the best in themselves and in their teams. The outcomes are evolved, competent, confident, credible, and coherent, influential leaders who operate on all cylinders. Terry describes herself as a serial entrepreneur, having been well before the age of 18. When she was younger, she sold rides in her little red wagon for pennies. I love it. She knows that where she is today is due to her divine guidance. And Terry's experience and background is extremely eclectic. Her degree is in law enforcement, but she's always had a business on the side. When her daughter was born, she decided she wanted to do something different and fun. And in 1997, she became a certified image consultant. And that was the beginning of where she is now. Terry believes that we keep evolving if we follow our divine guidance. So, Terry, welcome, and so glad to see you. And I'd just like to start off by asking you about why you're so passionate about the intuitive leadership and what got you there.
Well, I'm passionate about it because as a leader, both in law enforcement, I'm a military spouse, I'm a military mom, as a mom, period, we are in positions of leadership and being able to guide our kids into the future. And I believe our kids are our future leaders, of course. Yeah. What I see in the workplace are a lot of managers who have never been truly trained in how to lead. Leadership is the emotional side of the house. Management are the skill sets. And when we teach leaders the emotional side of leadership, spirituality in terms of, and I'm not talking religion, I'm talking about values. I'm talking about how you treat others. I'm talking about kindness. That
Mhm.
is not tapped into as much as it should be. And I don't like to use the word should, but it was, not so much now. It was in the past. And I read a book called The Corporate Mystic back I don't even remember when it was. And it spurred me to open my own leadership center in 2001, the Winds of Change Holistic Education Leadership Center. And I incorporated high-level professional development training for leaders, as well as holistic practices with other holistic practitioners. And it was the beginning of integrating both sides, the practical, tactical, and logical, with the emotional, the energetic, the spiritual, the intuitive, with the physical. Because when you integrate all of it, you are on all cylinders. However,
Yeah.
I closed it in 2009 when the financial crisis hit. And frankly, I think I was ahead of my time. People weren't really open yet to integrating their intuition and their inner wisdom. And let me rephrase that. They may have been open to it, but it wasn't something that was openly discussed. Today,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Mindfulness, awareness, all of that is included in leadership. And what I add to it is how to integrate your intuition, work with your God-given talents, your divine, into what I call your divine intuitive guidance system. Digs. Look at that, digs. We dig deep to propel you forward.
Yeah. No, I love that. Now, we've talked about this a lot because I've had you on my Empowered Living show and we've, talked with that stuff. So I love what you're doing. And I had so much fun yesterday when we had our little chat. And so I'm wondering if we could just do a little demonstration with you and me,
Sure.
so the audience can kind of see what you do, and then you can talk about your strategy, your tip whenever it's appropriate.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you and I were talking yesterday, what was it that you brought up?
Well, I just said I didn't feel quite aligned. Like I had moved out of alignment from what I was doing. So the branding, the vision I had created has kind of expanded as I've expanded. And I wasn't sure what it was expanded into, but I knew that I wanted to bring in adventure and the outdoors and fun, a sense of fun. Like I want my business to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's other women, business owners, who feel the same way. And so, yeah, you and I discussed that, and we came up with a new type of, audience for me.
Yes, we did. So can you
Yeah.
describe your avatar?
So my avatar is a woman. She's probably, I would say, 30 to 45 is probably my, where she's at. And she's a previous professional. So she's been in the professional corporate arena before, and something has happened in her life that has like an event has happened that has created this massive upheaval in her life that she's overcome, and she now wants to, she has passion. She wants to share it with the world,
Right.
but she wants to do it in a way that feels fulfilled and not just going through the robotics of an online business.
Now, it took us a little bit to get you to that point. When
It
we
did.
were
It did.
interacting yesterday, because your avatar was very different from when we first started. And for the audience, an avatar is that person that you are either teaching to, writing to, the person that you really want to attract, that emulates who you want to attract into your business. And I had to ask a whole bunch of questions yesterday to get Lisa to that point where you became as clear as you are right now on who that individual is. So by the
Yeah.
end of our discussion, and you really went deep in that intuitive place. I had you take a deep breath. I had you imagine that person after you took that deep breath. And all of a sudden, that individual started to come to life. And there were some pieces of fabric that emerged when I asked you to see yourself. How do you see yourself when interacting with this person who is your avatar, the person who calls out to you? And you have to, and unfortunately, because you're frozen, people can't see
I know.
it.
I got my props too.
You have your props. You have your props. So can you share with us what those props are?
Well, yeah, and it's interesting because, coming from the professional world, I dressed a certain way, right? That professional way. And that is what's in my wardrobe. And when I'm at home on the ranch, that's not how I dress. I wear my flannels. I wear my plaids, my Pendleton jackets. I wear, leggings and boots. And so when I looked up kind of what the adventure looks like, it's like, oh my gosh, that's me. That is what I want to be. Why am I, and that's why I was disconnected is, I've been trying to peel off that professional layer.
Yeah.
And I think this might be a really good beginning to that.
Yes, and you saw yourself in leggings with the red plaid shirt.
Yep.
And wearing the hat as you began your journey of adventure for yourself, but also in leading your avatar, leading the people that you want to attract into your business, because you really are taking them on a journey of adventure. It's an adventure journey. And on that adventure journey, what is it that you're going to be sharing with them?
Well, I'm going to be sharing with them how to really, feel fulfilled in their business. So really digging into kind of some of the stuff that we're digging into. It's hard for me to look at myself and do it, but I also help with the audience, the exact audience, depending on what their background is and their challenges. But the thing that I think is missing a lot is bringing those professional skills over into your business that you're as an entrepreneur. And I've spoken with so many women that say there's just I don't feel whole. I don't feel like this is all of me. And what they're forgetting to do is bring their strengths and skills from their business. And that was me for a long time.
And yesterday we crystallized everything by using your divine intuitive inner guidance system, your digs. We dug deep. And I had you visualize, I had you hear words, I had you sense and feel. I asked all the open-ended questions that tapped into your intuitive skill sets. And everybody's a little bit different on their skill sets. Some people are clairvoyant where they see images. Other people are clairaudient where they hear words. Other people are clairsentient where they see things. And other people are claircognizant where they just know things. So in all four of the clairs, we asked the open-ended questions that got you to crystallize that avatar and then to see yourself as who you really are, as the red plaid, legging booted adventurer that you are in taking people on their journey. And that was a lot of fun. And that's how we pulled in all of those intuitive insights. And it was so much fun working with you yesterday. And thank you for allowing us to share that today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it was just really fun because it's been emerging and it's like, I want to play, I want to play. And we talked about, wanting to be outside and the retreats and all the things that I want to do. But I think for professional women that come online and want to be an entrepreneur, that start their business as an entrepreneur, it's really hard to find yourself again.
It can be. But I think that can happen in anybody's life at any time. All of a sudden things are going swimmingly well and something happens and you wake up one day and say, oh, wow, this doesn't fit anymore. And I know for me, that kept happening with the multiple burnouts that I had. I kept pushing and pushing and pushing and not taking care of myself. I was always taking care of everybody else. And it just, when you have multiple burnouts like that, it affects your body, which is why I became certified as a stress coach in 2001. And even then, being certified as a stress coach, there have still been times in the last 17 years where I've woken up and go, okay, time to get either, time to change the outfit, time to change
Right.
what I'm wearing and how I'm doing it. And it's evolving. That's what my book is about, The Enchanted Boardroom. You're evolving into an unstoppable, intuitive leader. And when you reach one level, you're there. And then it's time to get to the next level and the next level and the next level.
Yep. Awesome. I love it. So tell the listeners, you, just really in a cohesive way, because I know we've been kind of all over the place with my story, but what is your tip or strategy? How would they go through that process?
The foundational piece that I teach, and it's in my book, The Enchanted Boardroom, and it's going to be in the next book that's going to be coming out next year, Intuitive Leadership Mastery. It's really the quick shift technique, which I'm giving everyone access to, the quickshiftzone.com. And quick shift is about connecting to your heart. It's about taking a deep breath. Once you take a deep breath, being very aware of this part of your body, getting in there, because oftentimes in our go, 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 shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, on, what happens is that we live from our heads up. So we're disconnected from the rest of our bodies. And when we connect the heart and the brain and the heart actually does have a brain, to the brain and the head, you're working on all cylinders. So when you take those deep breaths and you focus on that area, you're beginning to get back into that coherent place. Once you're there, think of something that makes you feel really, really good. And there's a physiological reason for that. Because when you start to think of things that feel really good, your cortisol levels drop, and which is the stress hormone, and your DHEA level comes up, which is the good hormone. And the more you keep thinking of good stuff, whether it's taking a walk on the beach, water skiing, skydiving, holding a baby or puppy, hugging your significant other or a child, anything like that, that makes you feel really, really good, and you do that for just a few seconds, the physiological effects can be dramatic. And the next step then is just asking the question for whatever it's stressing you out and allow the answer to bubble to the surface, because you're allowing things to emerge naturally. You are in a place of allowing, where you are attracting exactly the information that you need by taking ownership and inspired action to shift into your heart area to connect both brains. So the quick shift zone, it's a very quick, it's a little card, it's about this big. It takes you through all the steps on how to do it. It's very easy. And I basically do it morning, noon, and night. I do it constantly, especially when I get stressed out or I can't make a decision. It's fantastic for decision making. And there are a lot of other tools that we talk about in the book to help with that.
Yeah. So the Enchanted Boardroom is the book that's out already, and you did a whole big book tour and all of that.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that big, but
and then
you did.
Well, I think any book tour is a big thing.
We're out there.
So here is the quickshiftzone.com, where you can get Terry's the quick shift method, where you can follow along with that little guide that she has on her. I know I looked at it before, and I don't know if I have it. I'm sure I downloaded it, but I'm going to go get it again because that was so fun yesterday. So before we go, I just want to make sure, because on the bottom it's misspelled. It's the quick shift, SHIFT, zone.com.
Oh. Quick shift, www.quickshiftzone.com.
Just have my glasses on. Quick shift zone. Is that right?
Quick shift zone. Well, right now we just have the Enchanted Boardroom up, and then / the quick
Oh my
shift
goodness.
zone.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's okay. People can get in touch with me on
happy
Facebook.
Frozen.
Friend me on Facebook. I'll send
Okay,
it to you.
yeah, and I'll put it in the I'll put it in the post so people will have it that way. But what is it that you're taking a stand for, Terry? What is it that you want people to know that maybe something we have covered or maybe something we haven't covered?
Intuitive leaders know how to bring out the best in themselves and in other people. They are really fantastic leaders. I teach them how to listen. I meant to say they're fantastic listeners. I teach them how to listen on many, many levels so that they can bring out the best in themselves and in their people. And it's about, my stand is about creating a positive workplace culture. We spend most of our world in the workplace. And to be able to create a culture where people respect each other, trust each other, can work with each other in a very positive, powerful way, that is huge. And it contributes to profits, it contributes to employee retention, it contributes to the energy, life, and health of the enterprise. So that's what I'm taking a stand on, creating a positive workplace culture.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I was actually speaking to a woman yesterday who I will introduce you to, but she is just coming out of the tech world and, in a very high level position. And she's like, exactly what you just said. I've got to change this. This can't be, the way we carry on. So thank you so much for being on. I just love talking to you. And I know the audience is going to get a lot from this episode. And I will put the corrected unfrozen link on the top of the video when I go ahead and edit it. So Thank you so much, Terry. And thank you, listeners, for being here. And yes, you're so very welcome. And check back in tomorrow because we will have Dan Fowler, who's going to be talking about gamification. And I'm really excited about that too. So keep checking back on this page. We will have all kinds of wonderful experts just like Terry. And thank you so much. And everybody have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.